And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. It's another bright, beautiful day out here after we got some rain, and Bitcoin is breaking out on the 4-hour time frame ahead of the FOMC meeting. So we're going to go over a bunch of news today and some of the underlying market dynamics which are underpinning this bull market. And yeah, so got a pretty exciting show for you guys. Hope you stay till the end. And starting it off here with the CME Fed Watch Rate Tool, there's an 86% chance, 86.4% chance they're going to do 25 basis points today. And Bitcoin is breaking out on the 4-hour time frame. This will close probably by the end of this stream. If we do close here, anywhere here or higher, I would suspect a quick move up to 29,500. And higher lows, if we do get some whippy price action to the downside, higher lows coming in anywhere around this green 55 at 26,500. So pretty good buying opportunity. If price action does come back down in this range, I would be looking to buy the higher low. Again, this isn't financial advice. I'm just giving you what I'm looking at on the charts. So jumping into some of the news here, Preston Pish says the total capital buffer in the United States banking system is 2.2 trillion, while the unrealized losses are between 1.7 and 2 trillion. If banks had to liquidate their bonds and loan portfolios, they'd lose 77 to 91% of their capital cushion, highlighting the fragility of most banks. 186 U.S. banks are in distress now. Get your money out of the credit unions, out of the smaller banks. And he says here, well, Zero Hedge says SVB and Signature Bank were just the tip of the iceberg, and I suspect he's right. Where there is smoke, there is fire. The Whale Watch Guru, what did he say today that I thought? Yeah, just in Texas Senator Ted Cruz introduces a bill to ban the Fed from adopting central bank digital currency. I love to see how Texas is becoming much more Bitcoin friendly. And that just goes to show you there is a CBDC on the table. And who knows if Texas will win. Another thread I caught here, actually caught it, this guy, Regional Bank Insider, right? Supposedly he says, I am the CEO of a well-known regional bank. My bank is on the verge of collapse along with the entire banking system. If the Fed doesn't lower interest rates this week, as in today, there's going to be extreme pain for the markets, extreme pain, bank runs, and the complete halting of the credit markets will occur. And then on top of that, this was pretty interesting. Check this out. Putin, the de-dollarization and internationalization of the yuan. Putin heralds the depth of the petrodollar and the birth of the petro yuan. So check this out here.
2/3 товарооборота между нашими странами осуществляются в рублях и юанях. Мы за использование китайских юаней в расчетах между Российской Федерацией и странами Азии, Африки, Латинской Америки. Я уже говорил, уже 2/3 товарооборота.
So look, that's right from the horse's mouth. They are no longer going to use the dollar to trade with China. Russia's going to use the Chinese yuan to trade with Asia, Africa, and Latin America. There's going to be some enormous impacts. And Ray Dalio has always been talking about China, the next superpower, to challenge the United States and how the dollar will lose its status as the world reserve currency. And that brings me to my next tweet here. Mr. Balaji, the guy betting that Bitcoin is going to head to $1 million in the next 90 days. I believe this is him. But he says, quote, the infinite money is here. How we got here is a matter of history. The question is how to get out. The Fed is launching their CBDC in July. He says you have 90 days to exit. After that, you're trapped. in a devalued digital dollar, it'll be digital lockdown or Bitcoin independence. So take that with a grain of salt there, sir. And yeah, let's jump into Bitcoin price action and some of the trending altcoins. Again, I did mention this on the 4-hour time frame, which is going to close in the next 17 minutes. You can see volatility is just beginning to increase. You got momentum to the upside. And this looks like the preparation of many drives of hidden bullish divergence. Just going to keep moving its way onwards and upwards. And another note there, from the Gaussian channel, which we went over the past couple of days and last week. And I'm just going to put it up here, take off some of my other indicators, put it on the 5-day time frame and say, look, almost 2 weeks ago, we said, hey, if you get a closure above the mean band, you're going to get a free ride to the top side, which is now coming in at 25,000. And then if you get a closure above the top side Challenger band, which we did just get last night, alongside volatility expansion and a nice buy signal, I mean, this is the time to be loading up on your massive Bitcoin positions. But the question is, higher, low, or not? Is the Fed going to shock the market here today? Is the Fed going to say something unusual, do a rate cut or a rate hike higher than 25 basis points? I doubt that's the case. Elon Musk is now saying that we need to have rate cuts right now. And statistically, a $5 closure above the topside band on the Gaussian channel has historically led on to some massive bull markets. You can see this one here. Bitcoin goes from 10,000 to 60,000 bucks. Nice 6x there. This one, not so great, from 6,000 all the way up to 13,000. So double your money, not bad. And this one back here was $200 to 20,000. So 10x. 1x and a 6x. So what will it be this time after they printed all the money? 50% of all the money in the history of the world was printed in a couple of days. And I think you know the answer, guys. I think you know the answer. And just checking in on NASDAQ and, the S&P real quick. Bouncing off the bottom side, getting a free ride up to the mean band there on the 5-day. Typically going to play in there. If you get a break above the mean band, well, next target up is the top side band at 43.56. Can we line this up with anything else on the S&P? I know we were targeting a move downwards. I'd say this is going to be invalidated and was invalidated by, let's get the Gaussian channel back off here. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to put on my moving averages and get my charts back in line. So I do think because there is a global crisis in the banking system, there is still a threat of a downside move in the stock market. That could be in line with a bit of a retracement on Bitcoin's price action. We're not completely out of the woods yet, but now the chances are, goosed in the favor of the bulls. And I just want to see what's going on the 15-minute time frame real quick as we're coming into the 4-hour closure, kind of getting our first sell signal and getting pushed back on a couple of the altcoins. It did just have a nice little pop there. And is this just going to be your higher low, your first test of the 9 exponential? To me, as long as we are closing even hourlies just above the last higher low, I'm going to say this one looks good for liftoff. We'll have to see what happens at the meeting today, which is coming in at 2:30 Eastern time, I believe, today, and that would be 11:30. Let's check in on the dollar. Yeah, we don't want to see it completely get nuked to the downside. However, we do have the 6-month target for the dollar, which we've been saying, hey, look, very likely tick below there and going to get a move down to the 9 exponential. We had an excellent trade set up yesterday for XLM and XRP. After a nice pumpola for XRP, what does that tell you? XRP, yeah. So we closed the day yesterday, and I said 4-hour time frame, any kind of a closure below the last wick, going to get a free ride down to the 9 exponential. Now momentum is crossing to the downside, and if we see volatility continue to decline, the next target down is about 41 cents for XRP. XLM, we had the same trade set up, and it looks like that one's going to go for more. Let's take a look at some of the stronger altcoins, which I have at the top of my list here. Stacks, AGIX, and FET, VRA, SBB, Gala, Sand, Mana, Render, CRO. Not, these last few not so hot, but AGIX, Stacks, and CFX have really been flying to the moon here. And really, AGIX up. Well, let's start off with CFX, which 4-hour time frame will cross up above 40.72. So that is the pivot. Right now we're currently at 41.04. We got 11 minutes left on this candle. Let's see what the 15-minute says. And you would expect those higher lows to come in right along the green 55. And I would expect this uptrend to just continue from here. You can see a nice kind of cup and handle. We did break the range here, and as long as really, if we don't take out this low, I'm expecting alongside Bitcoin getting some continuation that these coins continue to rise like the Phoenix. They've been rising up pretty hard, and so that is the area I would be watching for on the 15-minute time frame. The hourly time frame did get pushed back pretty tough here, as everybody was sneaking in a little bit of a leveraged trade there, including myself. But typically, this is what you want to see: is low volatility. Momentum to the upside will remain up as long as we're above 40.83, which we got about 10 minutes left on this closer. Let's see what the 5-minute says. 5-minute says we are crossing down for the short term, but that is where you'd want to see your higher low come in, right here at the right here. That's where you'd want to see higher low time, and just continue onwards and upwards with the trend. Yeah, so that one I do believe has the opportunity for a little bit more continuation. Volatility is low and will cross up again above 40.72 in the next 9 minutes, and that would look like a good continuation drive. What else do I want to bring up to our attention? Oh yeah, a lot of people are wondering, hey, when should I start? When altcoin? When altcoin? When altcoin? When altcoin? So a couple things to look at is the Bitcoin dominance here, and you can see Bitcoin dominance. We said, hey, potential top, but usually this is kind of the first, we get one more spike up after a long drive up like this. You get one more spike up, and that would be the top side of the range. So what you could potentially look for is something like this, break of the range, a deviation, and then comes back down. And that would be one of the first warning signs. Hey, start to shift some of those Bitcoin profits into some altcoins. And then the second thing I want to look for is the ETH Bitcoin chart to, on the daily time frame, put in a higher low and a higher high. Right now we've got a slew of lower lows and lower highs on the daily time frame. Additionally, on the weekly time frame, if we can put in a higher low and a higher high, you can see that volatility is just beginning to expand and momentum to the downside. So is it going to be a big flight to is it going to be a big flight to Bitcoin? I think that is the narrative right now. People are finally waking up and smelling the coffee. The Bitcoin Ponzi scheme is up. They don't have your money in the bank. And Bitcoin is really the only way you can take autonomous control over your own finances. And like Mr. Bali said, it's going to be a digital lockdown in 90 days. It's either Bitcoin independence or you're trapped. And with that, I'm going to end it today. Hope you guys have a blessed and highly favored day. I'll bring back some more price action with you tomorrow and this afternoon Take care.